still so difficult to believe, but it's been over 4 months since funny car driver Eric Medlen died from injuries suffered in a testing accident at Gainesville. It was here at Brainerd 3 years ago that Medlen realized his lifelong dream, taking home his first career funny car Wally. In this week's Harley-Davidson quarter-mile profile, Gary Gerald talks to Eric's father, John Medlen. John remembers Eric and Eric's decision to compete in the sometimes dangerous sport of NHRA funny car drag racing.
I think it's very obvious that if you knew the path that it was going to take you on, you would never chose it. And I think that's one of the beauties of not being able to see where these paths were going, because if you know the consequences, you wouldn't take them. And so what you'd end up doing is sitting on the porch in a chair all your life and never doing anything. Eric was doing what he genuinely loved to do. And as a parent, you can guide and direct, but it's his life. And this is what he wanted to do. And he wanted to do it very, very badly. And whether he had a bad day or a good day, when he got in that race car and sat down in there, he was in his office in his own world, and he loved it for every minute that he spent in it.
You spend every weekend at the racetrack. You're with this team, and is it easier, John, or is it harder to deal with the loss being at the racetrack?
It's more difficult, I think, but the difficult aspect of it is the mental aspect that you have to continue through the process of learning how to deal with it, because it won't go away and you can't go around it. Being a Christian and the Holy Spirit's ability to help you deal with that gives you an understanding and a comprehension level that without that Holy Spirit you couldn't understand it. When you leave this temple, this body, and you move into heaven, time doesn't matter. Time has no significance whatsoever. So Eric had told me, he says, I'll wait for you. I'll be waiting here when you get here. And he says, you got to get over that time deal, Dad. He says, it won't be very long, and once you're here, we can race forever.
In your mind, what was it that attracted him to people, that made him so special?
Genuine. He sought after, he was very appreciative of all of his fans. But when there was someone that was underprivileged, perhaps they had a physical handicap, perhaps they had a mental handicap, he would stop what he was doing and spend time with those people. He had a heart, a huge heart. But where I think that came from is he realized that he was living a dream, something that he had in his mind and he had dreamed of doing all of his life. And I think he was very, very grateful that he had the opportunity to live that dream. So in these other people, he sees a similar dream in their eye, and he had a capacity to appreciate that and to be gracious enough, I guess is the way, to convey it to them. Very interesting. Eric was a very meticulous and organized individual. Now they're going through his personal effects, and he had a folder that was called Fans, and very thick, and I took that folder out. He had saved everything that a child gave him. I think that says most of it all right there. His appreciation for children, just genuine person.
And everywhere we go on the NHRA trail, be it in Brainerd or all the way out to Pomona, everybody remembers Eric Medlen and the great individual that he was. John Medlen will bring out that fourth car beginning next season. Mike Neff will be behind the wheel as John Force and that team continue to race on in the memory of Eric Medlen, his boss and mentor, getting the job done this weekend in funny